Hello, everyone, and welcome to LJ's Spurs Chat. I'm LJ, and my special guest tonight is Big John from Bethnal Green. How are you, John?
Ah, sweet as in that. Sweet as in that, Lou.
Thank you for coming on, John. And are you over yesterday's result yet? Because I was going to do a live after the game, but I was so annoyed and frustrated. I thought I can't do it.
Oh, fucking happy as Larry today, Lou.
Oh dear, what was going on yesterday, man?
It's naughty, wasn't it?
I'll quickly run through the. Where do we start? I'll quickly run through the team that he picked. Kinski, Porro, Danzo, Gray, Spence, Bergvall, Bentancur, Kuvaleski, Moore, Hell, and Son. What did you think about that starting lineup? I didn't think it was too bad, actually, John, when I see it.
It looks all right on paper. I'm just not a fan of Bentancur for some reason. The last couple of games that he's
No,
played for us.
I did see a clip yesterday. I don't know if you see it on social media, John, where I think it was Villa's second goal, I think, and he was just jogging back, mate.
Yeah, he's not.
It was absolutely no good. But let's quickly. I'm going to read through the bits of the game so people can get a gist if they didn't see it, and maybe refresh you, John, to just how many chances Villa had. Because your memory does play tricks if you ever try and convince yourself that we weren't that bad. Harry said Bentancur was awful. Harry, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong, Jeff. Right, in the first minute, Jacob Ramsey drives down the left and shoots. Kinski makes a right ash of it. It was straight at him. He could have caught it, but it somehow bounced off him and just straight into the net. A terrible start. 13 minutes, Marlon finds himself in the box, fires a shot over the bar. A minute later, Bailey in from the right, bends a shot, curling into the bottom corner. Kinski, terrific save. 4 minutes later, this is just over the quarter of an hour mark. Tielemans runs from the halfway line. No one goes to close him down, and he lets fly just wide. Spurs have been awful so far, it says here. Levy out chants can be heard from the travelling Spurs fans as well as Postecoglou, Mauricio Pochettino's name being shouted out by the away fans. 23rd minute, Spurs finally get up the pitch. Kulu plays a ball to Moore, running down the wing, who crosses it to Son, who hits it straight at the keeper. Either side, it's a goal. Massive chance for Spurs. I'd say an on-form Son buries that. Villa straight up the other end. After Constance gone off injured, Bodegaard's on. Bailey drives up the Spurs defence again, unleashes a shot. Good save from Kinski, who's making up for his mistake. Ramsey follows up for the rebound. It hits the post and out for a goal kick. 2 minutes later, again, Villa runs straight at the heart of the defence. No one's chasing him down, straight through the middle. Hits a shot again. Brilliant save by Skinsky. Just before the half-time whistle, Spence bends a shot from just outside the box, easy for Martinez. Half-time, Villa should be 3-4 goals up. Spurs have been poor. Half-time, Ange makes a sub, takes off Moore, which was to my surprise, puts Basuma on. A bit more urgency from Spurs now. 4 minutes into the second half, Kuvaleski slide ball through, Son hits the shot but blocked. Spurs showing more fight. Kulu cuts in from the right, but his curling shot is easy for the keeper. 47 minutes. McGinn plays Ramsey through. Great save from Kinski. He's more than made up for his mistakes. He came out and made himself big. 59. The poor Bentancur. Yellow card for pulling Rodgers back as Villa broke away. Levy out chance yet again. 62 minutes. Bergvall yellow card for an accumulation of fouls. 64 minutes. Marlin's cross. Porro tries to head clear but goes straight to Rodgers to tap in 2-0 Villa. Villa fans shouting, "You're getting sacked in the morning" to Ange. And to be fair, we probably thought that he would be. 71 minutes. Sensio plays a couple of 1-2s with Rodgers down the right, and Rodgers shoots just wide. Tall Spurs apart there. 72 minutes. Saron for Bentancur. 3 minutes later, Ramsey again played through the middle, one-on-one, and yet again, Kinski makes himself big. Saves. 77 minutes. Porro down the right, whips in a low cross. Goes wide. Did come out. Oh, sorry. Danzo just hits it wide, but it did come out in fast, to be fair. 79, another yellow for Tottenham. Porro for foul and Ramsey. Frustration that there from Porro. 91st minute. First bit of real class from Tottenham in the whole game. Kulu, who'd been poor, clips a lovely crossover. And Tell runs into the space and taps over the outside of his foot for his first goal for Tottenham. Full time, 2-1 for Villa. Spurs out of the cup for the second time in 4 days. Our Ange days numbered now. Pochettino's name being sung around the whole ground. That's now 21 defeats in 41 games. I'm sorry to go on a bit there, John, but I just wanted to re-emphasise the dominance that Villa showed in that game. And then another day, without Kingston, I know made the blunder in the first half. It could have easily been 4, 5, 6. Kept running and running straight at the heart of the defence.
Yeah.
It was like we was playing without a midfield, John.
Yeah, I think the last game and this game has been fucking terrible in midfield. Proper piss poor. Like, I've never known a midfield like it, to be honest with you. It's like it's like it ain't there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like empty.
It was
knocking into them spaces at the back, mate. It's got terrible.
I was shocked by how easy it was for Villa, to be fair. Really easy. It was absolutely disgusting. As I was trying to say, I'm trying to look at both views because social media, as you can imagine, John, you probably saw it yourself, went absolutely mental last night. And they're arguing amongst themselves again. And when you see, I've just put that out there, when you see the fans moaning like that, have you any sympathy for Ange? Because they was without Solanke, Romero, Odegaard, Dragusin, Van der Ven, Maddison, Udogie, Vicario, Brennan Johnson, Werner, and Richarlison. Do you have any sympathy for Ange?
Yeah, I've got a lot of sympathy for him for the injuries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate he's got all those injuries, but then I also appreciate he should adapt.
Yeah.
If we have got all those injuries, you know, he's not he's what's the word? Is he ain't blameless in it, or is he? He should adapt.
Yeah.
You know, and he ain't adapting.
He did adapt in such a thing where he didn't press because he didn't ask the team to press, but which is fair enough because they're knackered. Yes, Harry. Yeah, but they were so open. I mean, I said to Harry because Harry had a Sunday game, didn't you, Harry? And I said to him at the second half, I want you to play just in front of the back four, like the CDM, right? And Harry, fair play to him, he just stood there in front of the back four. Wherever the back four were, he was just in front of them. So you've got those 3 players yesterday. So why hasn't Ange told, well, who would it be? It'd be Bergvall. Who was in there yesterday? Can't see it. Kuvalevsky, Bergvall, and Bendigo. Say that why didn't, when they were going forward, all 3 of them went forward, but none of them just sat there.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I was a bit. Do you know what? I didn't know what that new bloke was doing. That Tell, he was in some strange positions yesterday.
Well, Tell said, and also the Bayern Munich people said that Tell is a striker. He can play on the wing, but he's not a winger, right?
Yeah.
So, and start Son in the middle and Tell out wide. Why didn't he do it the other way around?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
He just said they've got to adapt. So when we're talking about things like that, he doesn't adapt, and this is what makes me mad.
It's crazy. Like I thought he was going to. I thought Tell would have been in Son's place, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, it would have just been made. That's the most sensible place to put him. That's his position, isn't it? But every fucking player we get, he seems to play him out of position. I'm not understanding it.
Well, your mates just said there, I watched the Bundesliga and Tell is never a striker, despite what he says. He is a winger. Well, I can't. Yeah, he wasn't involved enough. Yeah. So I'll just have to go on the mates thing there because I don't know. I don't know. I'll put that on there. Yeah. Is he fast then? Because he showed glimpses of it yesterday. He showed glimpses of it, didn't he? I don't know if he's got the speed. Because when I first heard that, I said to Harry, I don't think Tell is a striker because to me, he don't look big enough.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But then he goes to the middle for half an hour, and Son wouldn't have made that movement. I'm surprised.
No. I'm surprised Son's playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
After the last couple of games, I thought if anyone needs a rest, Son just needs a 2-year rest, doesn't he? Somewhere he needs to
Yeah, that's what. Look, Tell was playing for Munich, a far superior club than any club in Germany, with a much bigger squad wage. Also, he looked good in a few games, but he's average at best. Well, to be honest, that comment does not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I think they went through, and because the money was quite high and it was all over the media, I think that was a buy just to appease the fans because they'd realised that the window had been completely cocked up.
Yeah, I think he was like fourth or fifth down the list, Lou. You know
If
what I mean?
there was a list at all.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
I've got another one here. Yeah, these are Ange. I don't know if you see Ange quotes for those that might not have seen him. So this has actually convinced me that he's all right. But then, as I said, Ange says this. I think the players are outstanding. We had 11 first-team players missing today. We started with 4 teenagers, a 21-year-old goalie coming to one of the best teams in the country away from home after playing the best team in the country on Thursday night. After playing a Premier League game last Sunday, played a Europa League game before that. The same group of players, no rotation, and they've been doing this since the middle of November. I think they've given everything they can, and I've got so much respect and admiration for the players and how they've gone about it. We get a couple of midweeks off now, great for them to recover. We'll get some players back, which is also great for this group, and hopefully they'll get some help and we can move on. It's too easy for people to be critical of them. I just have huge admiration and respect for them. We kind of knew this game was going to be the finishing line because we knew what was coming ahead in terms of off and getting some players back, but they tried their hardest, and that's all you can ask. The last bit, he says, 2.5 months of asking 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds and senior players with no rest to play Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. I'll keep going for 2.5 months if you want. And if you think that is not a factor of how this team is performing, then there's nothing else I can say. There's nothing else I can explain. So I can see his point there, John.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, but my counter argument is when we had the Falls team, yeah, he was playing that full team all the time, and he wasn't rotating then.
No, not rotating at all. Even the subs were coming on in the last 10 minutes, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know, it's not rotation as we know it, is it? It's he's a strange old geezer.
Yeah, so like you said, he can talk a good game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he really does talk a good game, but he's not really he's not showing it really, is he? With his not adapting.
No, because like I said, I always try and look at it from both points of view on here. You know, and I can see where he's coming from. But in my opinion, John, I don't know what you think. I don't think we would have seen as much of players like Bergvall, like Gray, like Spence. We've only seen them because he's been forced into playing them because he wasn't playing them hardly at all before. The odd 15 minutes at the end of the cap, 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If we had all the players fit, we would only still be seeing 10 or 15 minutes of them, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
You know?
He'd rather tell us the entertainment. Yeah. Well, he's put himself under, isn't he? He's put himself under a lot of pressure now because he's basically saying, I think he knows, John, that he's in last chance saloon because he's basically saying, like he did say, his quote was, we are an outstanding team once we get all our players back. So he's basically now put himself under the hammer sort of thing and say, once we get our players back, we'll be an outstanding team. And I think if that don't happen, that will be him gone.
Yeah, I was surprised that he ain't got the kibosh yet, to be honest with you.
Well, I woke up this morning expecting him to be gone.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to see us go through manager after manager. I'd like to see us keep this manager till the end of the season, just to give him a fair whack at the reins. But honest to God, I thought he was going to get the kibosh just because of his stats.
Yeah, I did. It's a bit of a mess. And like you said there, why are we arguing with each other? I really don't know, mate. I think it's just we're in a society now where you can just seem to be getting away with insulting people and all that, my friend. I don't agree. If me and John don't agree with something on here, we just agree to disagree. And I think that's what you've got to do. Yeah,
mind you, Lou, I did see a couple of interviews with Spurs fans on the old YouTube earlier.
Yeah.
And it was quite funny because for 5 minutes the geezer was blaming Ange. And then for 5 minutes the same bloke was blaming Levy. And he was giving it his 100% on Ange. Then he was giving it his 100% on Levy. But which one is it?
I think that sounds like me. That does. Well, I came out here the other week. I want him out, and I stuck by him all this time. But then now I've seen the interview and I've calmed down. Hence why I didn't do it live yesterday. And I'm like, just give him to. As long as we don't go down, or I think just give him to the end of the season because you ain't going to get no one in now.
No.
Yeah,
no, you're right there.
You know. But someone sent me a stat earlier, and he said 16 Premier League defeats in 2024, 6 defeats already in 2025. We've not won at home since the 4th of November. And then I see stats like that, and I think, I think it's 21 in 42 games we've lost. He doesn't know how to adapt. Yeah, you'll probably agree with that, John. These channels are full of shit, mate. Clickbait smucks working for the club with one playing good cop and the other playing the role. Yeah, you've got it spot on then. I think John will be well, comment because that's what John's been saying to me, to be fair with you. And I think you're both right.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're terrible. I've not I only ever watch you, Lou. I watch you. I watched that Hotspur hippie bloke of a night, Paul. And that the American geezer, Jacob. Oh, and I watched the other American geezer, that Mile High Hotspur. I'll just give the English ones a total swerve, except for you. You know what I mean?
One of them gave out about 20 Spurs shirts in the competition just to get more subs and likes.
Oh, mate, I missed out on one of the 20 shirts.
They would have sent it to you anyway, John, would they?
I wonder if they was DHK shirts.
But I was watching, who was I watching the other day? I was watching someone having a go at Sim yesterday on that Tottenham TV. Because that Sim, I don't know if you've watched it. I'll watch it now and again, that one, do you know what I mean? And he's stuck by Ange even now. He said to stick by. That is his opinion. That is his opinion. Whether you like it or not, I don't think you should slate the bloke for it. You can say to him, I think you're wrong, right? But I respect your opinion. Why are you laying into him for?
This bit that drama sells, Lou, didn't it, on fucking YouTube?
Yeah, I think it's right what you said, John. I think you told me the other week, didn't you? You said, Louis, if you put up a what do you call it? Like a nasty comment, and then you put a good comment on. Didn't you say you sort of tried that experiment out?
Yeah. I've tried that social experiment with a lot of the thing. You know, the drama sells more than the positivity.
Yeah.
You know, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to like Ange, are you?
No,
you know what I
mean. The insults I'm seeing flying all over social media at each own fans is mental.
Yeah, that X I put on X last night. I don't know why I've done it to myself. That's just pure poison. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I think your mate's right there. They're so desperate for what's that? If they're so desperate for views and go, yeah. What about this one, John? I mean, this turns me into giving Ange a chance as well. Got this sent to me today, right? These are minutes played by players in the Premier League under 18 years old, right? Tottenham Hotspur at the top of this. 52 starts. Total minutes played, 3,941. The next in the list of that is Arsenal with just 22 starts. That's 20 less starts and 20,034. So Spurs by a mile are having to play kids. See that, Harry? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of minutes we put into them youngsters, isn't it? You know what I mean?
But then...
Fair play to them, Lou. They've played well, haven't they?
Well, I said to you the other night, didn't I? I don't know what everyone else thinks. I think that the youngsters at the moment in this little couple of months run thing, are putting the so-called experienced players to shame.
Yeah, they definitely are.
And yesterday, I think before the game, John, I would have looked at it and gone, right, which ones do I reckon can play today? And I would have bunged all the kids in, man.
Well, that's what I said to the missus. Like, just chuck all the kids on. What you got to lose? What have we got to lose? If all these old players are so fatigued, I call them old and they ain't even old. No, but if there's all these fatigued players, if they're so tired, chuck all the young ones on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they care about the club. I mean, it took Mikey Moore off yesterday. Okay. He weren't having a brilliant game, but no one was. But I would have picked Kulu. I would have picked Son to come off before him.
Yeah, what do you think of Mikey Moore? I've sometimes I dislike his playing. I'm in two minds with him.
I think he's got the talent. He needs to come into a team where when the team is going through a good run, so you can bring him on with 20, 15 minutes left, where we're having a good run. The team's confident. There's no pressure on him. He's feeling the pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be feeling the pressure, because when he gets the ball, like especially at home, you can hear a buzz of the crowds. There's a lot of expectation on him. He's only 17, 18.
Yeah.
That's another good post what you made. Look, I think Devine and Don. I mean, they should bring them back. I mean, that Don, absolutely fantastic.
It's crazy how we've got quite a few of them players like that are great for the youth squad, and then we've loaned them out to people. I'm not understanding all this loaning out when we've got such a complete team.
They've loaned out Lancashire when he's a bit of a lump here, and he can hold the ball up. We ain't got no one to hold the ball up. We are massively missing Solanke.
Oh no, that's my biggest surprise that we loaned him out.
Yeah.
You know, because I think he looked all right on when he played the other day for a little while.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's only been getting little bits here and there. If you'd have done, let's rewind to yesterday, John. If you'd have said at the start of the game, right, or whatever, 24 hours before, get them all in the room. Right, lads, we're going through a crap run. There's no pressure, and tomorrow I'm throwing the kids in. I want you to go out there. I want you to enjoy it, right? Because we probably won't win anyway, because we're all knackered or blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Bit of reverse psychology. Go out there. Show me what you got. There's no pressure on you, lads. You know, try things that you might not normally try. Just go out and have a good game of football, playing for your boyhood club in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I guarantee they would have made a much better effort. We could have lost yesterday 6-7-0.
Yeah. And that was Aston Villa. They looked quite poor, really, didn't they, compared to some of their good games?
No, they weren't all that. They had a geezer at the back that ain't even a centre half. I think Consa went off, who's one of their centre halves. The few times we did get at their back four, they were crap.
Yeah.
But we made them look like prime Barcelona, because the space in the midfield. Do you know what, John? And this ain't a knee-jerk reaction. Them midfielders that was playing last night, not Bergvall, I'm on about Basuma, Benson, Sarr. It would not bother me if they was all put up for sale.
No. So, do you know what? I've never liked War. I've got a pet 8 for Sarr.
You have,
yeah. I've got a pet 8 for Basuma, and now I've got a pet 8 for Bentancur. You know,
you have to find that clip, John. I think it's on the second goal. I see it today a few times pop up on my thing, and I didn't realise it at the time. Obviously, we're not there, so we can't see the old pitch, can we? He jogged back, mate. He jogged back.
Yeah.
Basuma will play well for 45 minutes, then he's knackered. Sarr he's like Marmite. He's either brilliant or absolute pony. You need rather someone be like 7 out of 10 every week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need some serious sorting out. There's rumours today that what is that geezer? They've got that Cardoso. They've got the first option on him. Do you remember he talked about him before, Nigel?
Yeah. Was he the American bloke, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's actually all right. And there's also that Richard Rios name keeps coming up. I think he plays Palomaro in Brazil. He is a proper enforcer.
Right.
I'd take both of them in and whack Bergvall, because I think Bergvall was all right.
Yeah, I don't mind Bergvall. Do you know what, though? Sometimes, he plays a few dodgy balls, and I don't know whether it's him just being underconfident in the game at the start. You know what I mean? And then he gets into the game. Once he's into the game, he's a lovely little player. He really is a lovely little player.
Right, because if Basuma gets the ball in, say, I don't know, just 10 yards inside the left-hand side, for argument's sake, right, he will run, or even if he gets it just outside the centre circle on the left, he will run 20 yards, then pass it out to the flank. Bergvall, who's only 18, will get it, spin,
smack it,
ping it over there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he's got natural football brain.
Yeah.
He does lots. I was about to say that, mate. He just struggles with the game a bit, and that's why he got his booking, Jesty. But I ain't gonna. You can see each game he's got natural ability, but again, he's feeling under pressure because he's in a team what's struggling.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Bentancur, for all his experience that he's got, I don't see him doing a lot of helping anybody out. He's always passing the buck, and he's always passing the ball back. I'm not understanding why he does that.
He was some player, wasn't he, before his ACL injury, and I think you either come back the same. He hasn't come back the same.
Yeah,
mate from Melbourne. Hello, sir. Good day. I wonder what you think of Ange. No, but yeah, I like Bergvall. We've got the young players there, but it's unfair that they have been bunged in. I see a lot of people yesterday, John. They were slating Danzo. I think Danzo's been all right.
Do you know what? What was the first game he played against Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he's a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I thought he was all right. But I forgive him for being sloppy in the first game. You know, it's his first time. It's at Anfield. That's a proper stadium to play at, isn't it? You know, to be thrown in. So, yeah, I'm thinking he's all right, you know.
He's all right. People was moaning at him yesterday because he did do this. He was trying to thread balls through and they was overhit. At the end of the day, the only reason he was trying that was because the midfielders weren't trying it.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't be relying on your centre back to play slide all balls.
He was quite up front, that Danzo, wasn't he? He was quite up. He was ahead of the midfield in some of the plays that I noticed. I thought to myself, he's getting in there more than fucking the midfielders.
We've got a question here. What is Bentancur? Is he a 6 or an 8? And does any 6 and 8 play well with such a high line with the massive spec? No.
I don't think he's neither a 6 nor an 8.
I'll tell you what it is. I can't see if they get me pins on. I think he's one of the few players that in a confident team, Nightglow, he could play either.
Yeah.
I think if I had to choose now, that's better. If I had to choose now, I'd probably put him as a number 8 because I don't think he's got the engine since his injury to be a number 6.
Yeah, I just don't like when I don't like one of them.
Yeah,
I just don't like him. And that Bentancur, I've never really liked him before his ACL, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can see it in him, but it's very rare that a player does come back from that. It's a massive injury, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You know what Dragosin's got?
That's right, exactly, yeah.
But that talking about number 6s and 8s, if we can get that Richard, I can't pronounce his name. I'm so bad with names. Richard Rios or something. If you just Google him, it's Richard Rios. He is an enforcer, and I know people say it's the Brazilian league. Okay, you know, but one thing in the Brazilian league you've got to be is an hard man.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when you come from them South American leagues, they might not be as skillful, you know, but they're naughty over there. So if he can be there. The
stadiums are naughty as well, though.
They are. And if we're operating as data-led, then why buy Maddison only to put him into an advertisement? Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. When we first got Maddison, John, I was quite excited because Leslie sort of played in the old Dele Alli role just behind the front, sliding balls through, and then just puts him left wing.
I was the opposite when we got Maddison. I was saying, why have we bought Mr. Maddison from a relegated club? He didn't do nothing for Leicester, really. He only done something for Leicester every 5 games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a lot of Leicester fans piped up after and were moaning about Maddison, saying you'll get a good run of games from him, then he'll get injured, then he'll come back and take ages to get ready, then he'll have another 4 or 5 games where he's good. They get it. That's exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
But mentioning that data-led thing, I do not agree with it. For example, I'll give you an example, John. You know, in these Wallies on Sky, and I will call them Wallies because they're all biased twats. You know, like Sky, you know, right? They will put a thing up, right, and say, oh, no, I don't think he's doing it. Just say Maddison, for example. No, I don't think Maddison's doing it because he's only got like 3 goals and 6 assists, right? That's data. That's the sort of data what they go on, right?
Yeah.
They should have another sort of assist where, say you're the striker, John, in Tottenham, and I'm like the midfield player that will play you in. If I do you a cross 20 times, but you only put 1 of those in, I'm only going to go and get 1 assist.
Yeah.
So on data, it looks like I'm not giving a lot of assists. The fact that I've set you up another 19 times and you haven't scored, makes the data wrong.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I don't understand. I don't understand that at all, the data-driven thing.
No, I'm old school, Lou. I'm really not liking this data-driven football. I don't think it does you any good. You know, you got to look with your eyes, haven't you, and use common sense.
We are old school. I think I said to you the other night. I don't know if you was on or not. I still think that they should get rid of this. Stop being a sheep. Get rid of this director of football. The manager will have his mate. For example, I think where did A Redknapp always took? Was it Kevin Bond with him? Was that his name? Kevin Bond.
Do you know that rings a bell? That rings a bell. Look.
Or Joe Jordan or anyone like that. But he had a man. So say I took over the club tomorrow. I'd say, right, John, wherever I go, you go. So you know what I mean? You're my right hand man. Whatever club you go. That's what I'm trying to make the point. You go out and look for a player. Then you say, Louis, one day I found you a right winger. This is the one, Lou. Then I'll go and see him. And then I'll go to the chairman, right, we found this winger. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So what they do now, they send these idiots out like the only one I will say, I thought Parachichi was brilliant. I will say.
Yeah.
This language. They just say, look, we're looking for this type of player. And then they go and look for it. The manager will just go on the data now.
Yeah.
It is
bollocks. It is bollocks.
What's this? But all the wingers have to stop the ball, invert. By the time they do that, I totally agree with you. I've said that to you, Fraser, not John. Our wingers are a massive problem because they don't attack the fullbacks.
No, do you know what? Our wingers, mate, where are our proper wingers? We ain't got none, have we? No. Not full-blooded proper wingers. No. What was the other one he was saying? Maddison is class. See, I don't think Maddison's class. If he was class, then he would have kept Leicester up a bit, wouldn't he?
What's that one? Maddison's class if he's got wingers who's Maddison can be a good player if he's played in the right position, i.e. the old Dele Alli role when he used to just play behind Kane. Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, perhaps I'm just an hater. If I hate a player, I hate him.
Well, that's what football's about, though, John. Different opinions.
Yeah.
Take each other off. Do you know what I mean? So this man is more is good, but I think he lacks pace. He has got a good burst of pace over 10 yards, but he's got the skill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting past the fullback, and when he comes on as sub, he does go at players.
Yeah.
Apparently, Odegaard is back. Can play against Manchester United. I think we'll have 3 or 4 players back for that. But it's sad when we're relying on a player like Odegaard to come in when we haven't really seen what he can do.
Yeah. Do you know what? I watched the program the other week when they were saying wait till Odegaard's back, and I thought, hold on, we don't even know what he's like. So you can't. He could be absolutely dog shit, couldn't he?
Yeah. Well, I watched him in a couple of games. On the first game, I think it might have been his debut, and he played well. But then he tried to beat the fullback. Did he play against Newcastle, was it? And he tried to beat the fullback, couldn't beat him. Confidence went. He's only young. What's this? But that's in Liverpool team and they're cooking. Yeah. Another thing I will say about Maddison, I do agree with that he can be class, but I will say, and Leicester fans, that he goes missing big time in big games.
Yeah,
that's been a really good player and a world player. You know what I mean?
It does. Yeah. Vardy's. Do you know what? If I had to have a signing from Leicester, I'd have bought Vardy.
You'd even have Vardy now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing there. The good thing about Odegaard, he's not scared to take players on. Exactly. And that's down to the manager. Because why is he screaming?
I can't even remember. Have we seen Odegaard play that much?
Not really. Because he got injured, didn't he?
Yeah. So I don't even remember nothing about him, to be honest.
It's like yesterday with the tactics. I see people on that X, as you were saying, John, absolutely slating Porro for going forward. Well, against Brentford, he had a much more disciplined role.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't go forward. So the fact that he went miles forward this time, that's the manager telling him to do that.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tell him at the second half, oh, drop back, Pedro, drop back.
Yeah.
Did he?
No.
And that's the thing with the Maddison thing as well. When you're playing inverted wingers, when you get to that last third of the pitch, there ain't no space for Maddison to play anyway.
No, that's true. That he don't. But when he does get the ball, he's the same as Bentancur. He just plays it back again. I don't understand this. Keep on playing it back. It's drives me nutty.
There's no point passing it to the wingers, is there, John, if they're just going to pass it back?
Yeah.
I think he needs to go out in the summer, whoever's the manager, and what's that? Not enough, Johnny. But what impressed me about Odegaard, the little we saw, he was trying to take him on. Yeah. But again, it's confidence, isn't it? Football is about confidence. It's not a complex game. You know what I mean? If Maddison isn't being used right, then why complain about him? What's he supposed to do? But play the ball back if the wingers aren't stretching defenders. I don't know if John was on about playing Maddison playing it back. I think he was on about Son, weren't you, and Johnson. I don't know. My personal opinion is, again, it's all opinions. I just don't think Maddison should be out there on the left. And I think when they picked him for England, he was unfairly dropped because he didn't play well. But again, he was in the position.
Yeah, what's he mean? What's he mean by if Maddison isn't being used right?
In the right position.
But that's the position he plays, isn't it? He's one of the only players in our team that's played in the position that he's supposed to be played in, isn't he?
No, because I think he's supposed to be played. Maddison had Barnes and Vardy more. When he was playing for Leicester, I got told that he was playing behind Vardy, like the Dele Alli role behind Kane, threading balls through, right? And that's where I personally think he should play. But when Ange plays him, he's playing him out on the left, which
plays him like mid-left, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's always sits in that little.
You've got to take your hat off here to that Spence, my friend, because he's been outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Spence has, and I feel sorry for the lad that he hasn't had he needs a bit of a run at right back. He can defend, he can go forward, he's good at passing it, he doesn't give up. He's G'ing on the players. You've seen younger players, G'ing them up.
Yeah, he's an absolutely brutal player, isn't he?
Isn't it worrying though, John, that someone like Conte didn't like him? Okay, maybe behind the scenes that we did hear that his attitude was wrong, but talent-wise, ability-wise, he's been outstanding for us. But he's another one I said he wouldn't have even had a look in, really.
No, he wouldn't have had a look in, would he? Conte didn't give him the time of day, and they all said that was because apparently he was supposed to be a Levy buy, wasn't he? Conte didn't pick him.
A Levy buy, apparently, because
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Which brings you to the question I always come back to when we're on about Ange in or Ange out. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, Ange did give him a chance. Do you think? I always say this, like once a month. Do you think, you people watching and John, that an average Premier League manager would get better results out of the squad than Ange has when they're all fit? Or you can even say, would an average Premier League manager get better results out of the squad that he's got now, even with all their injuries? Because I think he would. I don't think any other manager would have three midfielders going forward and not leaving anyone back.
Yeah, I think we'd have a better average.
I think so.
They'd definitely have a better average. I don't think we'd have better press conferences.
No, I do like listening to Anzo, John. He's quite funny.
It's like I fume when we lose. I fume with every manager when we lose, like every fan. But do you know what? There's something about the way we're playing at the minute that it does give you hope until the 90th minute.
Yeah.
You do think to yourself, do you know what? We might be able to do this, even though
you like your motors, isn't it? I reckon he'd be able to sell you a motor, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
He would. He's got the gift of the gab. And yesterday he was getting pissed off, weren't he, with the people? Because when they asked him again, after he explained it, he put his hands over his head like that and was like, "Are you not listening to what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
I did feel a bit sorry for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's the crack then? We have to ride the wave. Yeah, it's probably true. Let me ask you a question then, Peter. If we end up, say, where we are now, 16th, 17th, would you give Ange the start of next season then when all the players are fit? Because I think that might happen, I think he might ride the wave and then Levy might give him 6-7 games of the new season. What do you think to that, John?
Yeah. I think he'd give him 5 to 7 games.
Yeah. You don't think he'll get the sack in the summer then?
I think if we get Oh mate,
Which
I
one was
couldn't.
it?
I wouldn't. I don't know what the odds are on it. I wouldn't like to see him get the sack. I'd like to give him. I'd like to stay with the manager for 5 to 7 games, just to.
Because you want him to succeed, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I really want him to succeed. I don't want him to fail. Really
What do
don't
you
want him
reckon
to
these,
fail.
when you've got it in front of you like I have here, what do you reckon? These are Ange Spurs signings under Ange Postecoglou, John, right? Solanke.
Yeah,
Good
it's a
sign.
good one. Yeah, not a bad one.
Brennan Johnson.
Shit,
Madison.
shit.
I love having you on there because just say it as it is, chap. Archie Gray. Oh, man, he's good, isn't he?
Do you know what? He was a lucky signing. You know, we was lucky to get him. We have been lucky to get that.
Some player there, isn't he?
Yeah.
The next one, Mickey van der Ven. You got to say brilliant signing, but
Yeah. Do you know what? I did hesitate because
because of you don't know if he's going to play a full season.
he's great, but inconsistent.
Yeah.
You know, and his inconsistency is his fitness and his injuries.
I agree, Peter, with that, by the way. Odebear, we can't really comment on that. Drag us in. I think it's been Paul John.
Sterile. I hate the geese. I didn't used to hate the geese. I thought he was going to work his way into the squad and be a solid little defender. But, do you know, I didn't know he was.
Vicario? I quite like Vicario. I just think he's a bit shit on crosses.
I don't mind Vicario. Yeah, I don't mind him, but he's got a lot of for all his greatness at shot stopping. He's got some failings that shouldn't be there. Not at that age.
What about Kinksky? I know he made up for his things yesterday, didn't he? To be fair to him, at 21 years of age, after making it howl in the first minute, you know.
Do you know what? Give him credit where credit's due. Pardon?
One for the future, maybe.
Yeah, give him credit where credit's due. He put that underconfidence behind him after that first goal in at 1 minute. And he 5 cracking saves?
5 saves, yeah, because normally a 21-year-old, especially being in the goal, would have fallen apart. And I was worried. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got that Villes. I mean, I'm not going to bother talking about him.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah, I had him in my fantasy football league. You know what I mean? Thinking that he was going to stay with Tottenham.
Well, he's on loan again, ain't he?
Yeah.
Bergval, we're quite happy with him, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with him. I'm more than happy with Bergval. Yeah, I'm quite I'm excited for having Bergwell in the Tottenham team next year.
That Yang we can't really comment on. Manor Solomon got a couple of games, then he went to Leeds on loan, and he's killing it at Leeds, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Werner.
Who?
I said we got Tell and Danzo. They're going to be okay, I think. Total of 305 million he spent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not. We got some not bad players for that amount of money, to be honest with you.
Also popped us up, what no one seems to talk about is the Parachichi thing when he got his ban. That's hurt us.
Yeah, that was yeah, you're fucking bang on there.
That Lang, he's shit. Isn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? He goes missing, doesn't he? It's
we're not winning anything with these forwards. Kulu is shit. Solanke's shit. Werner's shit. Heard about average. Something in his career. Madison is a forward.
I agree with all that, except for the Solanke bit.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And I don't think you really... I know what you might be saying, like, though. You might be saying the goals. But it's not just the goals with him. And sometimes you don't realise how much you miss a player when he's...
Yeah.
Not till he's out. Old up play, but he's not going to score you 20, 30 goals a season. But I do like Solanke.
Yeah, he's
running in treacle to me. Werner is shit.
Yeah. Do you know what? I used to love Kulu, but I don't know what it is about him. He's perhaps he's just a 45-minute player.
Well, they're saying he's knackered. Kulu's... Do you know what? You're right, Pete. And I'll tell you what, it saddens me because Son's been a legend. And they do say this. They often say this about boxers. You know, they don't know. It just suddenly hits them out of nowhere. They're in the fight and they think, shit, it's gone. And I think
Yeah,
that's what's happened to Son.
yeah,
He would have
and
buried that chance yesterday.
yeah, and do you know what? He just don't know when to stop, like a dodgy boxer. You know, keeps on going, going, and going, and thinking that.
Is that about Kulu needs a break? Because maybe he does need a break. Because I mean, he looks as slow as a cart horse yesterday.
Yeah, he does need a break. He does definitely need a break. But
You
you know what? At the same time, he needs a break. Kulu is very You know what he's going to do with the ball, don't you? He's not very creative. He's not the most creative.
Danny would say it as well if he was here. He's I was going to say, yeah, he's overrated, and he gives away so many fouls, little fouls, dangerous fouls outside the box. 350 on average players, bar a few decent ones. Spot on, mate. To be honest with you, you do get what you pay for, yeah. But the good players that we did get, the few decent ones, were Paratici signings, weren't they?
Yeah.
He's back in June, but I don't know if he's back at Spurs in June. His band's finished in June, apparently, but I don't know if he's in.
I'd like to think he's still under contract to us. I think
his contract had to be
cut.
Terminated.
Yeah.
I think unofficially, but we need him back, because what he'd do, he'd go out and say Anne said, "I want this kind of player." He'd go out and get a list of 10, right? And then he'd go for the first one, and he weren't bothered if he didn't get him. So that portrayed that. But this Lang, I mean, I speak to me Villa, mate. He said he's absolutely awful. That's why we got rid of him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He is. He's proper shit, isn't
he? John, he was always on the phone.
Yeah.
At the grounds, and he was actually up on the touchline shouting at the team.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was fucking that was crazy when he used to go. Do you know what? It's nice to have a bit of a backroom that's got a bit of passion for the club.
Do you think it's strange, John? And I don't know if the other guys have noticed it, but I know a lot of people are saying, look, he's just standing there with his hands in his pockets. And I ain't really got a problem with that. What I do find a bit weird is that the assistant's never in his ear hole.
Yeah.
Pointing about it. It seems
like a
handsome man.
Do you know what? That our backroom staff behind the manager, I don't think I've seen them get animated other than with. They was a bit animated with Conte a little bit, wasn't they? Sometimes, but that was because Stellini was sitting there getting passionate as well, wasn't it? Behind Conte. Mm. Yeah, I don't like our backroom team, to be honest with you.
Someone said today on I think I was watching, John. Someone put up a picture of the backroom staff sitting on the bench yesterday, and it looked like they were sitting there at a funeral.
Yeah, they're all iPad fucking mad, aren't they?
They are, mate. Yeah, they try and complicate it too much. But you watch any other team, it don't even have to be at Premiership level. The assistant is next to the manager. Give him advice. You need someone with advice. It don't matter how great you are. Even Pep or Klopp or whoever can be standing.
Yeah. I'd like to see one of them get a yellow card just for a bit of passion at that. But you know what I mean?
I don't know what to think of that. And I also think that we should, well, whether Angie's there or not, but I do think we should get proper, proven backroom coaches.
Yeah, someone who's won something would be nice.
Levy don't need Europe no more. So the lower he finished, the better for him. So we can have an excuse of a limited budget. He wants to lower the expectations of the fans to mid-table levels. Well, at the moment, as I've said countless times on here, we are now an investment-owned company that just stage events, and football's just one of them, and they put it up again today. Any club in the country on transfer deadline day that puts out on their own social media to announce Beyonce, took it down as well. They knew they fucked up there.
Do you know what winds me up with that, Levy? Is whenever you see him at the football game, he's emotionless.
Well, he was asleep the other day against Liverpool.
Yeah. You look at the Plymouth manager the other day. You know what I mean?
Mad was he?
Oh, mate, when they won, I could have. He had tears in his eyes. He was animated. it was like it was his boys. And with Levy, it's just him out. He's like a bit of stone, isn't he?
He don't care because he's getting all the dough in.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm hoping for, or I shouldn't really be saying this, but if you want change, I mean, there's a demonstration in there next Sunday outside the ground with the Sky cameras. I think we're on
That's
Sky,
right.
so we'll hopefully see a bit of that. But the only way that Levy will start getting a bit of an itchy arse is if demonstrations build and get a bit naughty, maybe. I'm not on about violent, I'm on about very, very naughty, vocal. That's the one I see here. Then he might get a call. For example, he might get a call off the NFL saying, "Look, we don't like this negative publicity that you're getting here, mate." Do you know what I mean? That might be a way where Levy's like,
Now that protest this weekend, I think, for the next game, right, that cracks me up because we're having a sit-down protest. When the game's over, they're all going to sit in there.
Oh, they're not going to leave?
No, they're all going to sit there. We're all going to go to a certain place and sit there. But that cracks me up because they're telling us not to go 1 minute.
They're going to sit in the stadium, John?
Yeah. They ain't going to move. They're going to sit there. You know what I mean? When they're supposed to go, they're going to sit there, apparently. But you told us we can't go to the stadium, and now they're going to sit there.
But Levy will hear about it, but no doubt he'd have been gone by then.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'd rather handcuff myself to the turnstile. You know what I mean? If you're going to have a sit-down protest, handcuff yourself to the chair and stay there all night.
Well, why don't they wait until a certain minute, right? And especially to do it, listen, I've told you before, pick a shit iron, but I would even come up with the idea of, let's just say, right, I don't know, 30 minutes, bang on the 30-minute mark or the 60-minute mark. Everyone just fuck off.
Yeah.
If you want to come back in. But because the cameras are there, go. Just go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do something.
There's so many things you can do. I mean,
media grabbing.
Let me ask you a question, right? And to everyone. If we was all season ticket holders, right? Yeah. And I said to you, right, on Sunday against Man United, even though we're season ticket holders, right? I'm still here, Javi, yeah? If I said to you, John, and the others, right, we're all season ticket holders, but Man United, we ain't going. We're going to protest outside the ground, but we ain't going in. Would you do it? Because I would.
Yeah, I would as well.
If even 30,000 done that, I think I said this last time, even if 30,000 done that, it'd be hitting the cameras and it would be everywhere.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Protest outside the ground, John, and then they go in.
Yeah, I would do that.
Burgers and buying the beers.
Yeah, but you see that. You see all the boys that have got a majority of them season ticket lot, they got the season ticket lot when it was when you got the season ticket and you could make a bit of money out of it, wasn't it? That was the reason for buying a season ticket.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you could make a bit. Now they've put the law in that you can't sell them for so much money and all that. So I'm not a big fan of the season ticket lot, to be honest with you. I think they're a bunch of hypocrites.
Well, to be honest, John, I do expect under Levy and Innick, if they manage to stay there for another 5 or 10 years, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they phase the season ticket out.
Yeah.
Get more money per ticket for the tourists.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because lots of tourists there now. They're there. They're reading books. It's a day out for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only proper real fans, what you got that would do anything, is the away ones. Did you hear how loud they were yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Big, massive round of applause for them, John, because they were absolutely outstanding. But you need the home games.
There's do you know what? You can't beat them away supporters sometimes, can you?
I do feel sorry for them, John. They've been all the way up to Liverpool.
Yeah, you was right in what you said the other day. They should be giving their money back.
They should.
They should, yeah.
I mean, like these OAP people with the concessions. This is what you're dealing with now.
Yeah, that's do you know what? It is disgusting. Football's got disgusting though, isn't it?
Yeah, what's he putting here? We need to call for all these tourist fans to protest the standards. That's because they don't give a shit, mate. They won't do that, will they?
No, they won't ever do that.
It's a massive day out for them.
In fact, it's not just tourist fans. There's a lot of fans that won't go against Levy, isn't there? You know,
Yeah.
I know so many people that go to Tottenham and they say, where I stand, no one calls for Levy to be at.
No.
You know?
I will say there's more people than there has been in the past that want him out. And I don't know if I said it on here the other day. It might have been on me short. But this is my personal opinion. If I had to make a statement, I'd say thank you, Mr. Levy, for the stadium. Thank you, Mr. Levy, for the training ground. Thank you, Mr. Levy, for making us a stable club, because there wasn't that long ago when we were going to go bust, weren't there, John? Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
So I do appreciate that. But you've earned your money now. It's time to go, because you're not a footballing man. So I ain't ungrateful, because he's made us probably globally absolutely massive. But football-wise, we've degressed.
Yeah, we have.
That's the problem. What's this? Stop eating for 5 minutes within the stadium as a form of protest. The club is dead, guys. It's gone from us, and there's no taking it back. Yeah, it's not a football club, is what I keep saying anymore.
Yeah.
Football is just one of the many events, what we hold, and it's sad.
It is.
Isn't it?
It is bad, isn't it?
Yeah, because you feel like you've lost your football club.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how bad it's got. You've got people insulting each other, threatening each other, and it's all supposed to be supporting the same team.
Do you know what freaks me out is when when the camera pans out at the stadium and they're all sitting there like that on their phone.
Yeah.
They're not even watching the football.
No.
You know? They've got the little picture that says, Sonny, I love you.
Can I have your shirt?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's it. There's no football passion there, is there? You look around Europe with the football passion, you get the supporters, the women, the men, and you know, the old ladies, and they've all got passion.
Sorry, go on.
That club is just like no passion in the fans, in the tourist fans, are there?
Well, as I said, I don't go as much as what I used to hardly at all now, so they passed me out of it. But a lot of people I do know still go, John, told me that there was actually more. I mean, I'm not including the big games here, but they're saying on an average that the atmosphere was better at the old White Hart Lane.
Yeah, I can well imagine.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, that good old stand, the acoustic stand, and it's 17,000. When it's a big game, it's loud.
Yeah.
I've heard it dead, proper dead. And actually, a few Arsenal fans have said they preferred the atmosphere at Highbury as well.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're getting more people in, but like you just said, passionate fans. I mean, White Hart Lane were only 36,000, John, but it used to be rocking, didn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Now it's just a tourist facility.
Yeah, it's too big, isn't it? I think they make things too big,
I think it's good, John, if we've got a good team, because it can be intimidating, like big European nights. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Under the lights, it's good. It's proper loud, but on the whole, I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how the atmosphere is at Man United, especially if you go down.
Yeah.
It's like a relegation battle, isn't it? Spurs v Man United. Who would have said that a few years back?
Yeah, I know. This is getting do you know what? This is what puts me off sometimes with Ange. Like, if we was 10th or something, I wouldn't have minded so much. But we're so far down the sodding league, which really makes me wonder. We should have won them stupid little games early on in the season, and we wouldn't even be here. You know, we could afford to. We could have afforded these injuries and plan a bit shit.
But this is another downfall I've got with Ange, because how many defeats we got now? Is it 13? I think it's 13.
Yeah, I've not been counting.
Let's just say
I'll stop counting after about 9.
Lost count on.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. Yeah. It's either win or lose with him. Very rare you get a draw. If you'd have got, say, 6 draws out of the losses of 13, that's another 6 points. That's another 6 points.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you remember what Conte used to say, whether you liked him or not? He said, if you can't win the game, make sure you don't lose it.
Yeah. Do you know what, Rulu? You hit the nail on the head there. He don't draw a game, does he?
No, he don't.
He either wins or he loses. And we either win by 1 goal or lose by fucking 3.
Well, a lot of the games have only lost by one, which
Yeah,
is
true.
how he's got an excuse. Because he'll say,
Yeah,
"Well, get our players back." I think we just got to wait and see. We just
yeah,
got to wait. The players are coming back. We've got a lot of players coming back before the Manchester United game. If it doesn't go right, then he'll say, "Well, we've got to give them time to settle and get back into the flow." That'll be the excuse then. You know what I mean?
yeah. I was about to say to you, Lou, what happens when we get them all back and we go on another losing streak?
He'll say exactly that. The players they've been out for so long, it's going to take him time to get back into it.
Yeah. Do you reckon? Do you reckon they get the sack by the summer if that happens, or do you reckon Levy will just say, "Oh, we'll give you another 5 games"?
I don't know. He is a bit trigger happy.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
what I was worried about.
he's fit of getting beaten up by Ange. That's why he's giving him so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a bit
Perhaps
worried
he
about
has.
Ben and Romero.
Perhaps he does throw his weight around. You never know. He might throw his weight around a bit.
Yeah, he don't give a shit. I am worried about this centre half thing though. A lot of people are saying that Romero, as he played his last game for Tottenham, I don't think that's the case, but I think he's off. But I see that. Do you know they were saying that Real Madrid?
I don't think he's that much injured, Lou.
Nah, that's what a lot of people are saying.
I don't think he's that much injured. I think after what he said about Levy, I think they've blackballed him.
It looks like that. But a lot of people were saying that he's just as good as gone to Real Madrid. But Real Madrid are now showing an interest in Saliba.
Yeah. Who would you rather have? Romero or Saliba?
Well, I'm going to be biased and say Romero, but they're both good, aren't they? Even though I don't like them. But in a funny way, I'd love it if they bought Saliba because they would be shit at the back without Saliba. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
You know
if I was Real Madrid, I'd rather. If I was Real Madrid, I'd probably have Romero just for the Latin touch.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Levy's it. Yeah, ease him out of the club. But I think you cannot say what he said. Conte was the last man to do it, and he fucked him off.
I don't think he'd go for 100 million, though.
No, you're probably looking at about 80.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like Romero. I've always liked Romero, but I think with Danzo, we've got a ready-made replacement, and he's faster than Romero. So
yeah, what do you think's happened with Romero? Because even at the start of this season, he seemed like he lost that anger.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, I mean, they did tell him to calm down a bit, didn't they? Because he kept getting sent off.
Yeah, but I used to like that about him. I used to love that. That's why I loved him so much.
But I wanted him to be captain, John.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I thought he'd be a good captain. But like the man said there, when he's surrounded by a good defence, he will be good. I mean, look how good he is for Argentina.
Yeah, but that's the same with any player. If you're surrounded by a great midfield, it's going to bring you up to their standard, isn't it?
But also, I think he's another one, and I ain't making excuses for him. I think he's another one that's a victim of the system, John.
Do you know what? I'd like to see this team play a totally different system just to see how they fare.
I think they'll be all right. I think when all the players are fit, like I said to you earlier on today, if all the players were fit, John, and another manager came in, that would be a hell of a lot of a better team because the system, as I said, I like Ange, but the system is wide open. It is more open than the prostitute's legs, my friend.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Mental. I mean, they say you could fit a bus through the centre of the pitch. You could have fitted a fucking jumbo jet down there yesterday.
Yeah, you only got to knock that one ball, right over the top or through the middle.
On me short, it looked like, and against we haven't got a midfield. So there you go. Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah. You're right there. It's like we ain't got a midfield. Simple as that. You know what I mean? It's a strange one.
But I was saying to John, if you've got 3 midfield players, because you're obviously playing a 4-3-3, right? One of them, when we break forward, one of them has to be sitting.
Yeah.
A DM, a CDM, has to be sitting there. Like I said to you, I asked Harry to do it the other day for his team, and he done it. He's 15 years old. You know what I mean? And he done it. So
yeah,
they're obviously not being told. Just attack. Just attack. Our defence is like a whore with no knickers. I'm walking down Soho, scream me. I'm open. That's got to be a comment of the night, that, ain't it, John?
God, I've been Soho for ages, mate.
Lucky it's after 9. No, but you know what I mean, though, John? All of them are doing it yesterday. Why ain't he sitting there? He should be on the touchline screaming, one of you's got to stay. Even if you take it in turns, stay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mind you, Lou, I've never seen a whore down Soho in all my years in London.
Well, maybe Nightglow's telling us something, speaking from experience, mate. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never frequented them sort of Soho places, to be honest with you.
Well, you're not allowed to say if you have, John. Yeah, that's he chucking it over your nut. No, it does wind me up, man. It does the system. You know what I mean? I mean, when it's going well, it does look fantastic to watch, and I won't forget that. So if he does go, some of the football when it clicks, it's mental to watch. But
Yeah.
they've been found out. You've been found out, mate. This is Premier League, the bestest,
Yeah.
most competitive, fastest, toughest league in the world.
Yeah.
And well, I've got spare change in me, mate. Must have. Oh dear. Anything else you want to add then, John? Bloody hell, we've been on here for an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah, I don't like Saar. Can I add that again?
Yeah, you don't like Sark. Danny don't like this. Simon don't like Werner. And I just don't like the tactics. But
Do you know what, right? Werner, I thought he was going to come good. I ain't going to lie. I actually thought he was going to come good. He looked like he was coming good. He looked like he was going to get there. And then all of a sudden, he rewinded himself. I don't know what it was. He happened to him.
He was shot. I'll tell you what he reminds me of, right? And this infuriates me when we know how much all these players and trainers and managers are getting paid, right? Werner, I thought he ain't going to score because I remember him at Chelsea. He won't score, but I don't care. Play him on the wing, right?
Yeah, got the speed.
He's got turbo feet.
Yeah.
So many times went past, didn't get the crossing. And that reminded me of Kyle Walker for us. Because when we sold him, there was like 50 million for a geezer that can't cross. And I used to say exactly the same, whoever was the manager then at the time. These players that have got this God-given speed, why ain't you got them on the the training ground? And go, you're going to work with him. And all you're basically going to do is run with the ball up 50, 60 yards and cross it over and over again.
Yeah.
If you could have taught Werner to do that, he would have been all right. Because even Kyle Walker couldn't keep up with him, could he, when we played Manchester City?
No, that's right. He couldn't, could he?
But there's no point going past all these players and crossing it out into the stand. Why don't they work on these things? I don't get it.
Yeah. What did he say there? Firing blanks, more like an old dog that's not even worthy to be put. Yeah, he's in the knacker's yard, to be simple, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know?
And it's a shame, isn't it? Because he's a nice bloke when you interview, he's a nice man, but football is all about confidence.
Yeah. Do you know what? I did like his character, to be honest with you, Lou.
Yeah.
I did like his character. I thought he had a nice character. He suited Spurs. His character suited Spurs. Shame his football didn't.
But you could have even, I'll tell you nothing, John. Right? Football's about confidence, but it's also about psychology, right? You could have even said to Werner, we'll have a meeting in the office, big old Ange. Say, look, don't worry about the goals. Don't try and bust your head open thinking about, I've got to score more goals, right? You are now a winger. If you get a chance to cut in and shoot, go and do it. There's no pressure on you to get goals. I want you to get down the wing and cross it in. That's all I ask. So it's took the pressure off him, isn't it?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Pressure off him. But his confidence, I mean, I didn't agree with him coming out slating him either like that.
No, that was one thing that I was surprised.
No.
Surprised at that.
On that particular night, John, there was a few more others which could have been slated at the same time. And I think you made a bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, so do I. Do you know what? That's one of his failings, isn't it?
Yeah,
he does tend to he loses his rag a lot sometimes, you know. When you see him in the conferences, doesn't, and he putting Werner down, no manager should have done that.
But Harry will tell you, right, when we do this Sunday team thing, John, and I've done it when I used to run a Saturday team a couple of years ago, there was a few players on there. I know they're younger, but it's still football, isn't it? It's still football. It's not complicated. It annoys me when they try and think. We had a couple of poor players, John. I pulled them to one side and over a period of time kept saying to them, look, don't listen to anyone else. Right, I think you're a great player. That's why you're here. You just got to start. We'll start again on the simple things. But I know there's a player in there with you. And John, I was talking absolute bollocks. This geezer was shit, right?
Yeah.
But it's reverse psychology. And these 2 or 3 players actually improved.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
good,
mean?
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because you're making them feel good. You say, go out there, just keep the thing ticking over. Don't do anything. You're not messy. Keep things simple. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they was different players, man, by like 5, 6 games in.
Yeah. It's crazy what a bit of mind work can do, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it also works the other way around. When you go and slate Werner, it's gonna kill him. He's already like confidence gone.
Yeah. He was already shot, wasn't he, to bits?
If you want to have a go at someone, do it behind closed doors. Which I've got to admit, he might have learned from that, John, because from that interview last night, what we were saying, he defended his players to the hilt
Yeah. Yeah.
yesterday.
He did.
So
That was a nice. That was a nice conference for
yeah, because I think
defending his players.
I'd like to think that after he slated Werner, he probably thought, shit. You know, sometimes when you say something, you think, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
We've all done it, haven't we? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I know what you're
But
saying.
it's difficult, man. So, right, we'll have to leave it there. Predictions then, John. Tottenham Hotspur, the Manchester United on Sunday. What do you reckon?
3-1 to Spurs.
Oh, that's good, John.
3-1 to Spurs.
That's a good one, John. Do you know what, John? I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs. Because
Lovely.
Manchester United are shit. They
Yeah.
are worse than us.
Yeah, they are they're woeful, aren't they?
I mean, it was what? What did we beat them 4-2? Was we 3-0 up and then we let 2 goals in, didn't we? Was that in the cup? But we battered them.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
was
it
with
was.
the injuries, weren't it?
Yeah.
I think both teams will lose 1-0. Do you know what, mate? We've done everything else. We've done everything else, mate. But yeah, the only thing that worries me is I just hope he plays. I know your mate there said he's a winger, but I want Tell to be in the centre. I don't want Son in the centre. He's no good.
No, I don't want Son in the squad for Man United. And if he is going to get in the squad, play in the second half for the last half hour. You know what I mean?
Do you think that maybe in his contract, Son's got to play so many games? Levy's probably put it in there and told him because of the fan base thing.
I think Levy walks down to that office and says, "You're playing Son."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I don't like.
Because so many fans turn up to see just Sonny. They're not even going to the football match, really, are they?
No.
And they don't want to turn up, and Son's not there.
Yeah, and I don't like him being captain either.
No,
I know he's a good friend to everyone.
Yeah.
And he's a great person, but he's not strong enough to be captain.
No, he's not, mate. I'd improve Werner. What's he saying here? I'd tell him that his wife and kids have been kidnapped, and if he don't school, they'll.
That's fair enough.
I might be pushing it a little bit too far there, man. No, you do feel sorry for the bloke, but then the other half of me thinks, well, you're on 175 grand a week, Mush, so pull your socks up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, then, man. We'll leave it there. Thanks for thanks for a couple of people on there having come. I had a good laugh tonight. It cheered me up a bit, and we move on. Here, Nightglow. What's your real prediction for Sunday? I think you got good odds on both teams losing 1-0.
Yeah.
Probably be 5-5, you know. Hey, John. It wouldn't surprise me that either because they got.
No, that wouldn't surprise me.
Nah. All right, mate. What's your prediction? A Desmond Pooper. He's going for the fucking 2-2, is he?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like this bloke. I don't even know him. Do you know what? I really like his comments. I think they're.
It's good to see that we have banter in it. There's no.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see good comments. We have
disagreed on a few things tonight, me and John, and think it's good to see, mate.
Yeah, I like this, Kev.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Please like and subscribe. Join in the bants, and we'll hopefully see you Sunday. If we're shit, it'll be Monday.
Good
See
night,
you later,
Kev.
everyone. Good night, everyone.